Yo, what up guys, Travic here, and today I want to talk about Strongbox farming. Very recently, we tested out a bunch of different farms in Path of Exile's latest loot update, and while they've all been insane, now we want to try something a little bit different. Very recently, we've managed to do Expedition, and we went inside of the Expedition, and we blew up the graves, and we did all that inside of logbooks, and it was very good and very strong. We've tested out Spirits, and Spirits, once again, still very medium, but they were still very good. Now today I want to talk about Strongboxes. Very recently I've decided to spec into Strongboxes, mostly due to the recommendations of you guys, and let me tell you, they have absolutely not disappointed. Your Strongboxes inside of maps have been completely insane, and there are two really cool ways to do Strongboxes inside of maps. First and foremost, we'll jump into a map. We'll show you what it looks like inside of a map. We'll fingers crossed there's a Strongbox. There should always be a Strongbox in all of our maps. And then we'll talk about the Atlas tree and what you can do and what you can change and how the two different variants of the Atlas tree really work and what to expect out of it. Pretty much what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab a map. You're going to want to grab your tier 15, tier 16 map, and you're going to want to go into an area that you already have pre-prepped, planned, and ready to go. And you're going to pop your map in to get ready. Now, before you go into a map, a couple of things I like to bring with me. I like to bring some alchemy orbs. I like to bring some regal orbs. I like to bring a little bit of exalted orbs. These are all kind of things that we're going to be messing around with more than likely with our Strongboxes. And now you're probably thinking like, what the heck are you talking about? Well, the big difference with Strongboxes versus Expedition boxes is, oh my God, right off the rip, baby. One of the things that we want to know is the big difference between Strongboxes and Expedition boxes is Strongboxes allow us to modify them. And what this means is that if when we find a Strongbox on our map, if it's not crafted up, we can craft it up and we can make it almost to our liking. Unfortunately, unlike in Path of Exile 1, we don't have the ability to constantly chain reroll boxes, but in Path of Exile 2, we can still roll our boxes quite nicely and give us a little bit of extra something that we want to really kind of go with what we're doing. Now, usually I would always do the Expedition. This map's feeling kind of lucky. I should probably bang out the Expedition, but we'll save it for a minute and we're just going to keep going around and we're going to keep looking for our Strongbox. Hopefully this is going to be like, you know, there's going to be one inside of here. If not, we'll just hop into another map. But essentially what we're aiming to do is we're aiming to find maps with two things. One, we want a boss on our map because bosses drop a ton of loot. And two, because of our Atlas passive tree, our maps with bosses will guarantee us a box and we can get extra boxes. Now, boxes are really strong. There's a whole wide variety of boxes, and I'm sure you haven't already seen, or you maybe have seen on Reddit or something, but there is a unique Strongbox that allows you to gamble gold, and those have been insanely exciting. And we want to make sure that we do our best to find those. Now, here we go. We have our first Strongbox here. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to clear the mobs around it. We're going to identify our Strongbox. We're then going to see it has one prefix on it. So we're going to give it a suffix. We're going to craft it up a little bit. We're going to hit it with our nice little regal orb. We're going to hopefully get something good. And then if you're feeling really ambitious, you can hit it with an exalted orb. You don't always have to do this. I like to do this every once in a while. Exalted orbs seem to be dropping dime a dozen as of this patch, so it makes it a little bit nicer to really craft up our boxes. Now, you can corrupt these boxes, and I have noticed and have been told and confirmed with a bunch of people that when you corrupt your Strongboxes, all of the loot that pops out of it will indeed be corrupted. So it's not really something that I personally enjoy doing, but it might be something that you want to experiment with. You know, you can get pretty lucky with corrupted gear, but I don't know if that's something I want to take the gamble on per se. Now we're going to clear out this Strongbox. You see we've already been getting a ton of loot from random mobs, and you'll notice that your box will stay on the map until you've cleared out all the mobs. And if you get maps like this with the mobs go underground, they become a little bit annoying. Now you'll notice compared to the old patch compared to now, we have seen a ton of loot, and the biggest problem that we're going to have is our loot filter is going to pretty much filter out a lot of the loot. So you're going to want to make sure that when you do your Strongboxes, you hold Alt until we get updates to our loot filters. Essentially right now, we don't have loot filters that allow us to filter out tiered loot. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to see loot inside of our, inside of our maps because we filter out a lot of stuff. Now this Strongbox already has 4 mods on it. We shouldn't be able to add anything else to. Boxes can go to 6. Never mind, boxes can go to 6. Take it all back. Boxes can go to 6, baby. You learn something new every day, man. You learn something new every day. I was like, I think it's a, I was looking at that box. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is a 3 modded box. I'm saying it's a 4 modded box. Let me hit it anyways. And it went again. Boxes can go again, baby. And now you see our Atlas tree procs, and we get to open it again, and we hopefully get some more loot. Oh, boxes are so good, man. Oh my God, boxes are great. I love this. All right, so let's just go here. Let's just kill these here. Let's just make sure we get everything nice and good. Usually I've seen 1 to 2 boxes. Very rarely you'll see 3 boxes, but I really encourage you guys, if you're doing this, to double, triple, quadruple check your maps, kind of take a look at what's going on. And you can see right away, we just got an absolute ton of loot. All kinds of different loots popped out of this Strongbox. And essentially what you're looking for is you're looking to get really good tiered rare loot. You're looking to get a ton of currency. You can get divine orbs, you can get regal orbs. You saw that box drop chaos orbs. And there's all kinds of different boxes that you can encounter that will drop different types of loot. Now, there are boxes that drop armor, there are boxes that drop weapons, there are boxes that drop currency, there are unique boxes that drop just all kinds of different jewels and so forth and so on. So you want to really make sure that you explore your map and you look for all the different kinds of Strongboxes. Now, I had mentioned earlier too that I've been doing a ton of Expedition. Expedition in itself is really strong, and you want to make sure that you grab all the little boxes inside of Expedition. So we're just going to really quickly, we're going to pop this down. We're going to blow up our Expedition, and if you haven't seen the last video, this will be a really good showcase of just exactly what's going on. Expedition has a ton of boxes, and since we're hunting boxes, what better way to do it than add Expedition to every single one of your maps, because all of these excavated chests just completely drop a ton of loot. And you can see there's some, there's some tiered loot, there's some random loot, there's some other tiered loot, there's all kinds of artifacts. So boxes in general on your map are something that you really want to take advantage of, because they're really strong. This is the latest update. Now let's hop back to town and let's talk about what's going on inside of the Atlas tree and what to expect. First and foremost, when you're doing your Atlas tree, there are 2 ways that you are going to do your Atlas tree. You are either going to set up a tower and do maps inside of a tower, or if you don't have a nice tower set up, you're going to be going map to map to map to map to look for these nice corrupted zones. You can see there's a corrupted zone right over here. So I'm going to be working my way down here to the corrupted zone. There's going to be a tower, but before I get there, I'm going to be working my way towards maps. So what that means is there's 2 ways we can set up our Atlas tree. First and foremost, we can set up our Atlas tree like this. Essentially what this does is this allows us to bounce map to map without having to worry about a ton of precursor tablets. Essentially, we get a bunch of extra magic and rare chests. We get the opportunity for extra random currency drops. We get some map effect modifiers. We're getting rare monsters in our maps. We're getting double rare monsters in our maps. We're getting more magic monsters in our maps. We're increasing the pack size of magic monsters. We're getting a bunch of waystones. We're getting a whole lot of rarity, more map effect modifier, increased pack size, and we're scaling the effects of our prefixes or suffixes when we open a map. So this is pretty standard and pretty basic. Outside of that, we're moving down over to the Strongbox nodes, which are giving us a nice little, a little extra push. Now, I'll include a link to a planner down below if this is a little confusing for you guys, and you'll be able to follow the planner down below. Now, with our Strongbox side, we are increasing the likelihood of Strongboxes by 100%, by another 40%, by another 40%, and we're just giving ourselves the most amount of opportunity with these small nodes to see a lot of Strongboxes. Now, the big node here, like I mentioned, Likely Ambush, gives you a 100% chance for more Strongboxes, and the next notable is High Value Thefts, which gives us a 60% increased chance for rare and 30% chance for increased unique Strongboxes. We are really aiming for those rare Strongboxes. They are the cream of the crop, the everything that we want, and they are really the target that we're aiming for. And occasionally we have the really nice unique Strongbox, and we have that good gamble box. So this is a really high value node. You also have a tiny little node here for an increased 20% chance of Strongboxes. And then we have these 3 big notables. In this map that we just ran, you saw Faith in the Luck did indeed proc. Our Strongbox was indeed openable again, and we got double the loot out of it. I like this node a lot. A couple of my friends don't really like this node. I'm a huge fan of it. It's something that you can really play with and kind of explore and see how you feel about. But if you don't like this node, you could take this node out. I would still probably keep this node for the extra 20% just to guarantee that you see the box. Now, the other node over here, Researcher's Plunder, your strongboxes in your map have a 150% chance to be researcher strongboxes. Essentially, this node, if I were to take it out, allows you to choose between the 3 different types of strongboxes. You have your ornate strongboxes, which have improved item rarity. You have your cartographer strongboxes, which drop waystones, and you have your researcher strongboxes that drop currency. And me personally, I'm a huge fan of the currency strongbox, so I make sure that I take that one. The currency strongbox also gives us a higher probability of seeing that nice gamble box. And then the last one here is hidden towers, which increases the amount of magic monsters and rare monster packs that spawn inside your strongboxes. More monsters, more packs, more loot. It's just something we really want to play with. Now, I had mentioned there is an absolute different way to scale your strongbox nodes and a different way to proceed with your atlas. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out these 6 points here and we're going to put them up over here, and we're going to come down like this, and we're going to put our points just like this. Now, the big difference between what we saw a minute ago and what we saw now is when we take these points up here, these points are for effect of modifiers for our precursor towers affecting the areas. So essentially, we are doubling the effect, or 20% chance to double the effect of our precursor tablets, and a 3% increased effect of explicit modifiers on your wasteland for each precursor tablet affecting the area. And then we have, effective precursor tablets. You can even take out this point here and put this point here for just more effective precursor tablets. Essentially, what this means is that when I'm farming an area, if I have a nice area, like I had one, like this area right here that's affected by 3. So this one, and this one affected these couple of maps here with 3 towers. Or even if I do this one over here that affects 2 towers, or this one over here that affected all of these for 3 towers, essentially, the more towers affecting an area, the more precursor tablets affecting the area. And because the precursor tablets are a modifier to our loot and give us more loot, we have the ability to scale them even higher with these nodes up here, giving us even more loot. So it's just another loot modifier to put on top of everything. And the thing that I mentioned earlier is if you have a nice area set up, or a 1 tower area that you really don't care too much about, and you're just kind of going map to map to map to map to map, you don't really care about having those precursor tablet nodes. You'd rather just have some more map effect modifier. You'd rather have some more pack size. You just kind of want to blast and go and don't worry about it. And then when you find a nice area that you're going to be in for a little bit, an area that has multiple towers, an area that you're going to reset a couple of times, having those precursor ones are really good. Now, I've talked to some people about this, and some people say they don't want to bother swapping their points in and out. They'd rather just leave it. Things are simpler that way. And if you're one of those players and you really can't be bothered to swap things in, swap things out, I understand. I get it. That's fine. I would really recommend just leaving in the precursor tablet nodes, some way, just because they're just so strong and that you really don't want to be bothered with the swapping in and out. For me personally, I like it the other way. I want the map effect modifier nodes. I want the extra pack size. I don't want to worry about it. But, that's because I'm not the biggest fan sometimes of towers. Sometimes I do them, sometimes I don't. So I'm always kind of like up in the air with what I want to do. But overall, pretty much what I've noticed is that precursor tablets plus towers plus strong boxes is an absolute insane combination of things that you can be running. You saw we got a ton of rare loot on our map. We got a bunch of little random currencies. We got our exalted orbs back that we spent on the strong boxes. And we just have all these different rare items to play with. And rare items very recently have been really good and something to keep an eye out for. So it's just kind of something that you want to mess around with. If I were to continue doing what I was doing and I was really to push these, I would do exactly what I did in this video now. I would look for a corrupted area, I would run it cleansed, and I would run that area as it's cleansed with towers affecting it. But this is just something I really wanted to showcase to you guys and get out there, because I don't know if a lot of people are playing with strongboxes. I know some of my friends are still playing with Wisp, hunting those very rare talismans. And while I was hunting talismans and I love the Wisp and it's a good time, I really want to spend some time exploring, as this is early access. And while it's not a finished game, I do want to see all the different nooks and crannies and not be pigeonholed into one different thing. Outside of that, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, a comment, do all that fun stuff. It really helps the channel. And going forward, I'm going to be exploring different options. I'm going to be leveling a new character. I'm going to be trying out different things. I'm going to be exploring different farms and pretty much see where the game has to bring me. If there's a really cool farm or something you want me to personally try out, or something that you're doing that you think is really cool that you'd love to share with the community, let us know down in the comments. Come stop by the Discord, join the live stream, let us know. We love to hear all kinds of different ideas from you guys. It's always a really cool time being able to chat with you guys and see what kind of cool things that you have up your sleeves. But for now, friends, I'm gonna get this video out to you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.